when I'm out walking, I'm always reminded how lucky I am to be able to be out in nature. I do really appreciate this opportunity and realise that not everybody has the opportunities that I do to be able to be out walking and enjoy just being outside. It's very difficult in society as it is today to find the space and the time just to be with yourself or with friends. Being alone or with friends is equally enjoyable. The peace. In fact, actually, if I stop, no traffic at all. It's absolutely wonderful. As I say, I do really appreciate this opportunity to look around, to be with myself, to disconnect myself, if you like, from everyday events. Not having to rush anywhere or be anywhere at a certain time. I've actually found that in recent times, just shortening some of the walks that I go on, I seem to get a greater benefit from the walks because I'm not in a rush to get from A to B, and I can just take my time, enjoy my surroundings. It's just a wonderful, wonderful feeling. While I'm out walking, it occurs to me from time to time a question which I often get asked regarding mindfulness. What exactly is it? How does it work? And it's very easy when I find myself out walking to be mindful of your surroundings, to connect with nature, to feel part of that experience, becoming aware of every footstep, every new view. But it's not so easy to be mindful in our modern world, continuously running and moving quickly from A to B, from B to C, and so on. Must remember this, can't forget that. I've got to be there by a certain time. I've got to pick this up, pick that up. It's all very distracting from a mindless point of view. If we take a moment just to observe young children, just at play or anywhere, they appear to be totally in that moment. They're totally focused on what they're doing at that particular time. And even if they get distracted and dragged away somewhere else, they forget instantly what they were previously doing and commit to that next moment, that next situation. Whether they're at play or eating or doing anything, somehow we seem to lose that ability to be totally focused over time. I think it's just the world around us, perhaps. You know, whether it's education, we're looking at the next exam, the next test, the next class. And of course that gets worse, I guess, as we get into adulthood. We have work situations, home situations, travelling in between work and home and work. All of this tends to distract us from what's right in front of us at that particular moment in time. And really that's all that mindfulness is, as far as I can see anyway. I know a lot of people have written books and produced seminars over recent years to help us try to get a greater understanding perhaps of what mindfulness is. But like most things in life, it's really very simple. It's just so hard sometimes to achieve. So maybe we can just, I don't know, focus on a few moments. Become almost childlike again. Of course, this is easier, I think, as we advance in years, because we have some experience and some knowledge of life and how it works. We tend to start to slow down, to take time to smell the roses, to not be so concerned with rushing from A to B, must do this in a certain time, I've got to achieve this. Everything becomes a checklist of things to do. So maybe we can just take a moment in each day, just maybe at meal times, just to focus on that mouthful, the taste of that food, not wishing to think about finishing the meal, but just to focus on that mouthful at that particular moment in time, or even after the meal. Maybe we used to focus, or we can focus on the washing up. So absorbed in that particular moment that nothing matters, the fact that a certain program is on the television, or somebody needs a bath, or it's time for bed. Yes, of course, we have to have moments where these things are important. They do take our attention. But as soon as we move on to that particular situation, maybe we then can focus more closely on that. It takes time. We need to be patient with ourselves. I'll be honest, I've frustrated myself many a time when I've tried to focus on something and found myself mind wandering onto another subject. But I think sometimes the very fact that you become aware of that is part of that process. It enables you to realise that you've drifted off of what you're focusing on, or should be focusing on at that particular time. And then ultimately, hopefully, over time, those times will become less and less, and you'll be able to focus more closely on those times, those subjects that you need to focus on. I do hope in some way this helps, just to bring your awareness to mindfulness, the very moment that exists now. For in actual fact, in reality, this is the only moment we have. We concern ourselves with what may or may not happen in the future. We play scenarios in our head. This is how this may work, or this may not work this way. And we come to all sorts of conclusions rather than just allowing life to play out as it does, as it will. Because I'm sure we'll survive at the end of the day. So I'll leave you now with these little thoughts, even ramblings if you will, And maybe there'd been some benefit to you somewhere along the line. So I'll say goodbye for now.